Which type of tattoo makes you cringe the most? I work with the deceased. I've seen a direct correlation between only God can judge me tattoos and being a victim of gunshot homicide. Juggalo tattoos don't bode well for MVAs. Tasmanian devils go hand in hand with gastric bleeds from chronic alcohol consumption. The clinically depressed seem to like dolphins. This is the most interesting comment on here. Shit. Any tattoos of genitals or an anus makes me cringe. Has anyone else seen the video of the girl at a tattoo convention getting her butthole tattooed? Just me? Okay. Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes peeing on stuff. Except the one from Hot Rod with one stream of urine going on the TV set and one going on the FM radio with an AM radio safely dry in the middle on a magic carpet. A defendant in the courtroom I clerked in during law school had homicide tattooed on his face. Over his eyebrow. Not a great look. Memes. The thought that a lot of people have dead memes from 2017 in their arms or legs is kinda funny. Imagine having a troll face meme on you in 2020. Couple tattoos like portraits or names. Mostly when they proudly tell you it's because they've been together for 5 months and just know they stay together forever. The more shit a couple does to prove they're gonna be together happy forever, the less I believe they're gonna be together happy forever. Editor. I see the "but I'm a special exception" comments have started arriving. Edit to side-eyeing y'all that are so defensive about how happy you are. Who you trying to convince? In high school, we always joked about the art class curse where the moment some poor, love-struck girl decides to paint a picture of her and her boyfriend, they're guaranteed to break up 2 months later. In music circles we called it the duet curse. Knew of a guy once who had dubstep tattooed on his chest in very large letters. He also insisted that dubstep was the future of music and was here to stay. Even if it was here to stay, that's still a really stupid tattoo. It would look equally stupid to have pop or hip hop on your chest too. Well, there goes my planned Gregorian chanting tat then. I have a tramp stamp that says "no regrets" in very fancy cursive. It's the only tattoo my dad laughed at rather than cringed. I can judge no one. Tattoos that are gifts from you to someone else. For example, for your birthday, I got your birth date tattooed on me. And tattoos with spelling errors. Example, were you really there if you think you were there? I thought tattoo presents were just paying for your friend's tattoo. I'm glad I didn't know that and wish I could unknow it. I don't know the exact English word, but in German it's called ass antlers. I'm not sure what it's actually supposed to represent, but it kind of looks like you've got a deer tossing your salad inside your pants. While I like this interpretation, I'm pretty sure it's their word for a tramp stamp. I think I like ass antlers better than tramp stamp. Now I want to see actual antlers tattooed as a tramp stamp. Googles. Okay. No. I didn't really want to see that. I wouldn't click this if I were you. Link. Nothing says I've been to prison for cooking meth in my trailer like a Joker neck or face tattoo. I knew a guy who got a green question mark because his name was Morris, and because of that song. I'm a joker. I'm a smoker. I'm a midnight toker. I'm a comic book fan, and told him that's the Riddler's symbol. The Joker's symbol, if any, is the Joker's face. He hung his head and was like, yeah, I know. No regrets. Form a tattoo artist here, and it has to be infinity symbols, especially when they want them to be unigui. So they have you spend 3 hours drawing up different ways of cramming little McKaysley and Braxton's names, birth dates, birth weights, blood types, and favorite ice cream flavors in there. Fine. I'll find a way. I can work for my money. Oh. And can it also have a thin blue line and therefore my husband? Sure. Lady. And maybe some birds breaking off of it. Cause my me more loves birds. Sigh. Yeah. Okay. And can you do it on the side of my finger in white ink? Duck you. Get out. Edit bonus points on these if they walk in holding a monogrammed Yeti tumbler full of the alcohol they're trying to smuggle in. Lips on the neck. I get it. You're a gangster with an attitude problem and probably want to fight. Come to New Mexico. You'll see this so goddamn much on both men and women that you'll get used to it and it'll stop bothering you. You get a lot of people with Albuquerque and the New Mexico state symbol tattooed on them as well. ABQ is notorious for shitty tats. A lot of the work I've seen since living here is really bad honestly. Sayings, especially ones that span multiple limbs areas. I was in the army with a guy from Texas that thought he was hard as woodpecker lips. Had cowboy the duck up tattooed across his forearms ostensibly so, if he put his fists up to fight you, you would read it and, I don't know, be scared or something. He never got in any fights, that I know of, but due to the size he wanted it and shitty planning. One arm said cowboy the and the other arm simply read duck up, and he immediately became known as cowboy the duck up. Eat a Dumbus PV2 Waldo gets me my first gold award lol thanks stranger. It took me a minute to realize that it was supposed to be about being a badass and not cowboy the duck up. After being around some of the younger guys from my husband's units, the latter seemed pretty plausible. I once stood in line behind a lady who had, like, the bad tattoo parade going from the nape of her neck. She had only God can judge me, something in Asian characters, and an ugly, faded, poorly drawn crucifix. Only God is allowed to judge her bruh. Better delete this. NSFW tattoos. Like it's cool that you really love your girlfriend's vagina, or that you want to showcase the ginormous imaginary dick you have, but the rest of us don't really want to see that. To be fair though, I haven't really seen these much in person. Mostly online. My ex 6 months after we broke up got a tattoo of me tied up shibari style on his lower arm and sent it to me. The last conversation we had while we were together was about going to a shibari class. This is an educated man who works in an office and will never be able to roll his shirt sleeves up. That would make me change my name, dye my hair, and move to a different state all on the same day, and get a restraining order. Bad portraits, misspellings. Armpit pussies. It's when someone gets 2 women's legs tattooed around their armpit hair. Yes, today I learned this is a thing and people are capable of being even trashier than I thought. Those creepy faces of babies, which look like there's a little demon on your body. Baby face are so hard to get right. They don't have the same proportions as adults. Even drawings of babies are creepy 9-10 times. Baby face are so hard to get right, even for parents. Just saw a couple of days ago a writing on some dude Connor isn't a bitch, just as I wrote it. He's just expressing support for his friend Connor. She might not be a saint, but she isn't a bitch. The people who put words from a language they don't understand cause it's quirky and 99% of the time it isn't proofread so it doesn't say what they think it does. I saw a kid with the 100 emoji tattooed on his forearm. I don't even have a joke to make about that. Ones where the person gets a tattoo of someone using either their real nipple or belly button to replace the tattoo of a person's nipple or belly button, for example Buddha with real belly button. Shit's fucking gross. Don't get one. That stupid cliche thing that says life one way and death the other. Ambigram. Whoa Black Betty. Any image that incorporates bodily hair. I hooked up with woman who has a tramp stamp which reads damaged. The font is fairly terrible, so the first time we had sex, I thought it said demigod which, while arrogant and odd, wasn't enough to stop the arousal of my primitive monkey brain. The next time we had sex, and I realized what it actually said, it really took me out of the moment and I never went back. It's hard to avoid people in a small town, but it's gotta be even harder to keep a tattoo like that from becoming quality gossip. One my sister did for a guy on his arm of a juice carton with a pussy on the side saying pussy juice. Edit if I remember correctly it also had a droplet coming out the end of the straw. EWW. Right. Who uses a straw when you can just drink from the tap? Save the turtles. I was in line behind a guy who had a tattoo on his neck of 2 obese, naked cartoon women going at it. Tongues hanging out. Flying sweat drops. The works. What else is he supposed to jerk off to? It's on his neck. It's more of a public service than a personal use thing. Could be jerking off in front of mirror. 2 mirrors. Had a lady come into the store I was working in with a big neck tattoo that said daddy's girl. May have been the most shocking one I've ever seen. Unfortunately, a lot of really awful obvious tattoos like that are brands by pimped human traffickers. Know a girl who tattooed her firstborn's name as a tramp stamp. Not what I would want someone to be looking at while tagging from behind. A reminder that she's ovulating and that you are making a significant commitment. The more I think about it, the more genius it becomes. Ultimate birth control. A true reminder to pull out. I'm a tattoo artist. Had a regular come into the shop. He was an older swinger type and my co-worker tattooed him. He got Pinocchio tattooed above his junk with his penis as the nose and script that said lie to me. I try not to judge tattoos, but I figured you'd all appreciate this one. Edit obligatory. Wow, this blow up edit. Thanks everyone for correcting my shrug. But his nose only grows when he tells the lie, not when he hears someone else lie. I can go all night, he says. Whatever happens, he ain't winning. Edit. And if anyone has any stupid idea about silver awards or whatever, don't. There are more important things to use money for than a stupid joke on Reddit. Alright. I understand awards now. Whatever. Do what you want. I'm not your mum. That's the Pinocchio paradox. A misspelled tattoo. Edit. A purposely misspelled tattoo makes sense. I meant ones that were by accident. Thanks for the award. Laughing my butt off. I know a guy from high school who got the word stronger as his first tattoo. When he showed people, everyone noticed it was spelled as stonja. He then went on and tried to make up a BS story about the missing R. Has a deep meaning. Any tattoo with something in Chinese or Japanese written on it. I'm learning Japanese cause why not? And I saw this dude with a tattoo saying sakana fish. I was like, hey, what does that mean? And he said poison. He may have typed poison into Google Translate, lol. Any tattoos like name together forever, because if that relationship goes down and the two break up, that is gonna be awkward. My first tattoo, I went to get my daughter's name and her birthday. The guy tried so hard to talk me out of it and I couldn't understand why. He goes, man, a name and date is just gonna turn into a bad memory one day. And then I realized he thought this was a girlfriend or something. Told him it was my kid and he goes, oh, alright, let me go get set up, haha. More related story. My daughter's mom ex has my name tattooed on her wrist and I laugh to myself every time I see her. Facts. He thought you were dating a child. No, I can't imagine. Probably figured it was an anniversary or just didn't look to see what the date actually was. It's sweet that he tried to save you. Haha. It's super common for decent artists to try and talk people out of tattoos like that. They know it will very likely be a huge regret one day. So true. When I was young and very new to the tattoo world, I went to my artist with an idea and he said I could do that. But it won't look any good and won't hold up well. What if we do this variation? And I was very happy with that. Some vague inspirational quote that in all likelihood the tattooee didn't even choose before they went to the tattoo parlor, but rather selected from a pre-chosen list written up by the parlor. Yeah. Well, only God can judge me. Barbed wire around the arm that doesn't even go all the way because it hurt too bad. How else would you let everyone know that you lifted weights in 1996? Me reading these replies to see if any of my tattoos are on here. Right. So far I haven't seen my tattoos on here yet and feel alright, haha. I doubt you have any pussy juice tattoos, so you're probably golden, lol. The tattoo of a clown holding a gun smoking a joint on my leg. Edit. Thanks for all the love and awards, guys. Never thought my horrible tattoo from 9 years ago would blow up like this. That sounds pretty incredible though. It was done when I was 15. On Molly. In a dealer's apartment. Please give us a pic. I need to see this. Instant shame link. Tattoos of brands. It's basically free advertising. At least ML them what they would pay you if you advertise for them till you die. Domino's actually did a promotion in Russia where if you got a tattoo of their logo in a visible place you'd get free pizza for the next 100 years. So many people did it that Domino's stopped the promotion rather quickly. This also happened at a coffee shop where I went to college. Open Eye Cafe. They really underestimated the number of people willing to get a tattoo in exchange for free drip coffee for life. Yeah, they also underestimate how poor some people are. Like, have you ever seen a soup kitchen line? Probably every one of those people would take up pizza instead. We should stop before we give some big corporation a bad idea. Poor people's skin will look like an Aska jacket just so they can pay the bills. The only God can judge me tattoo. No, we can all judge you, especially judges. I don't care what you want tattooed on your body. I do however hate seeing shitty work, for example, poor line work, muddy colors, incoherent shading, disproportionate shaping, etc. One time I saw a lower back tattoo that was the Target logo, a bullseye, and it really solidified for me why those are called tramp stamps. Edit, thank you to those reminding me that the tattooed cum zone on this gentler lady's back was in fact a bullseye and not the Target logo, which is in fact a bullseye. I saw a tattoo on some guy's leg yesterday. It was a Confederate flag with Southern by chance at the top and white by the grace of God at the bottom. A guy came into my bar and was chatting to some girl about his tattoos and how they all meant something really important and signified a part of his life. Apparently the tattoo of New York skyline that said New York above was about the time he went to New York. It was so deep I wept. Last name across the back. Like, who needs that? Names of significant others. Hyper-realistic porn star facial tattoos. Yes, you read that correctly. This is actually a thing. I just can't imagine getting that permanently put on your body for display. Here are a couple of examples. NSFW link. NSFW link.